I was going to talk about the things that affected me as an individual who was a business executive in my early life. I was the director of a credit bureau, chief officer. And over the years that I worked in that capacity, I began to become involved in peace work as an issue beyond my duties at the credit bureau that I headed. And I wanted to speak about several of the things that affected my life in a profound way. One of them was the pain I have felt and continue to feel for the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the use of atom bombs. That has not left me in all the 80 years since that occurred in 1945. One of the things that influenced my life was to read an ad in the New York Times sponsored by the peace organization SANE that showed a cockroach, and the caption below it was, "Sole survivor of World War III." This hit me deeply because that's the situation we are in, we have been in, we are in today, in a more dangerous time than ever before in my 97 years of living on this earth. President Kennedy in 1961, in a speech before the United Nations General Assembly, spoke about the nuclear sword of Damocles, which hangs over our heads on a very frail thread and endangers all human life. This amazing speech, which everyone should read, probably, I would say, the greatest speech given by a president of the United States, including Abraham Lincoln. 47-minute speech deserves our attention. At the same time, I became familiar with the works of Mahatma Gandhi in India and Martin Luther King Jr. here in the United States to act nonviolently for profound change in India, to free India from its role as a colony of the British Kingdom. And Martin Luther King outstanding work to overturn the legacy of racism and discrimination and prejudice. And the writings of the remarkable Professor Gene Sharp on nonviolence. His writings deserve the attention of all of us. His name is Gene, not Gene. Gene Sharp. And he made a list of 198 ways of participating in nonviolent action. A number of those ways I have practiced myself. By no means 198, but they leave a vast possibility for all of us to speak truth to power, not only speak truth to power, but to act nonviolently to change the course that we are presently on, a course that leads us to the road of nuclear oblivion. We must arise, as people have been moving in our communities, to address the issue of militarism and nuclear weaponry. And this year, well, I should say on October the 1st of this year, the military budget of the United States will exceed $1 trillion for the first time in history. to make the weapons of war, to keep the momentum of warlike policies, to press our allies, in 30 some odd allies in NATO, to beef up their military budgets as they have never been reached the heights that we are pressing, that our administration, that the president is pressing on the NATO allies. The nuclear strategy of the United States has been mutual, assured deterrence. It should really be called mutual assured destruction. And the acronym for that is MAD. And that has been the policy of our country for 80 years, and the policy now of nine countries that possess nuclear weapons, with a 10th ready to produce its own nuclear weapon, Iran. So my feeling is we as people have an opportunity to address the threat of nuclear annihilation that President Kennedy spoke of when he spoke of the nuclear sword of Damocles, and that we must not fail in working to reverse the course that we have been on. And now that we have a new War Department declared by the administration yesterday, instead of a Defense Department, which has really always been a War Department, we must be doubly on guard to reverse the course that we have mistakenly followed for so many years. And so I thank you all for being here. I thank the city of Sebastopol for being a place that peace is deeply appreciated and honored, and where the people of Sebastopol have woven it into their consciousness. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert Alpern, 97 years old. If that doesn't inspire you, nothing will.